The iPhone Air has quickly become one of the most talked about devices in Apple's lineup. On paper, it looks like one of the most exciting iPhones in years. It's incredibly thin, measuring just 5.6 millimeters, and yet Apple managed to squeeze in the latest A19 Pro chipset, though with one GPU core disabled. Add to that a full-day battery claim from Apple, and you might think this is the perfect futuristic iPhone. But here's the problem: battery life. This ultra-thin design comes with a cost, and even Apple seems to know it. The company quietly admitted it when they launched a new accessory alongside the iPhone Air, a MagSafe battery pack designed specifically for this model. That move raised eyebrows, and it brought back some memories from just a few years ago. Let's go back to 2020 when Apple launched the iPhone 12 mini. Fans loved the idea of a smaller phone, but the battery life was far from impressive. Owners of that device, myself included, had to charge it twice a day, sometimes even more. Slow charging only made it worse. A year later, Apple tried to fix things with the iPhone 13 mini by slightly increasing the battery capacity. But more importantly, that was also when Apple introduced the first MagSafe battery pack, while Apple marketed that battery pack as working with all iPhones. If you looked closely, it fit the iPhone mini perfectly. It almost seemed designed specifically for that model, which struggled with endurance the most. Fast forward to now, and history feels like it's repeating itself. The new MagSafe battery pack for the iPhone Air is a perfect fit, but it doesn't work well with the iPhone 16 or iPhone 17 series. In fact, it's too tall to attach properly to those phones, unless you place it sideways, which is obviously not practical. This accessory is clearly made just for the iPhone Air, and that fact alone tells us something. The Air probably won't last very long on its own. So, what exactly does this new MagSafe battery offer? Apple says it adds up to 65% more battery life. That translates to around 40 hours of video playback time when combined with the Air's internal battery. The pack itself has a capacity of 3,149 mAh, which is more than double the size of the original MagSafe battery pack from 2021. The surprising part is that Apple is selling it for the same price, $99. Now, here's an interesting detail. According to European regulations, Apple has to list energy labels on its product pages. From this information, Macrumors and others discovered that the iPhone Air itself has a 3,149 mAh battery, the exact same capacity as the MagSafe pack. In other words, the accessory basically doubles the phone's power. Without it, you're looking at a much shorter lifespan, especially compared to Apple's Pro models. Here's where the problem becomes obvious. Apple says the iPhone Air Plus MagSafe battery can reach 40 hours of video playback, which is about the same as what the iPhone 17 Pro Max already gets without needing an external pack. But attaching the battery pack makes the Air twice as thick, jumping from 5.6 millimeters to about 11 millimeters. At that point, you've lost the ultra-thin advantage, and the price also climbs. With the MagSafe pack included, you're paying around $1,100, exactly what the iPhone 17 Pro costs. So, is the iPhone Air really a practical device, or is it just proof of concept? Yes, it looks stunning. Holding such a thin device feels futuristic, and Apple deserves credit for fitting so much into such a slim body. But when you have to rely on a bulky add-on just to match the performance of other iPhones, the whole idea starts to lose its charm. This situation raises a bigger question: do we even need super thin phones? In the early days of smartphones, thinner and lighter always seemed better. But now, with demands for better battery life, high-performance cameras, and faster processors, maybe the obsession with thinness doesn't make much sense. Many users would rather have a slightly thicker device that lasts all day without worrying about carrying extra accessories. The iPhone Air feels like Apple is experimenting, showing us what's possible in terms of design, but not necessarily giving us the most balanced device for daily use. Sure, you can enjoy the bragging rights of having the thinnest iPhone ever, but if it means attaching an external battery most of the time, it doesn't sound very appealing. In the end, the iPhone Air is both impressive and frustrating. Impressive because it's a technical achievement. Frustrating because its battery life may force buyers to spend another $99 on an accessory that makes the phone thicker and just as expensive as a Pro model. So, here's the real question: is the iPhone Air worth it without the MagSafe battery? Or is it only truly usable with the extra pack, which defeats its main selling point? That's something every beer will have to think about. What do you think? Would you buy the iPhone Air and live with shorter battery life? Or would you spend more for the MagSafe pack, even if it ruins the ultra-thin design?